welcome to the Off Label Podcast, your weekly dose of sanity in an insane world. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a good long one tonight. We're going to have to run through this real quick. I can't even give a lead off into the craziness that we're about to see come up in a lot of weird things happening here that they all tend to seem to line up together. Let's go ahead and just get into this.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
There's a cry across the heartland, a yearning for the days gone by. And in little old Corden, Indiana, they're happy and they'll tell you why. They got butt drugs, they love butt drugs, butt drugs, butt drugs.
I love butt drugs.
I recommend butt drugs for everybody.
I can always count on butt drugs.
When I think drugs, I think butt drugs.
For all my health needs, I turn to butt drugs.
You want hometown service and cheap hot coffee and liquor. Now that's the ticket. You can tell Walmart, CVS, and Walgreens exactly where to stick it. Butt drugs.
We love butt drugs.
Butt drugs won't let you down.
Free parking in the rear.
I love butt drugs.
I love local commercials.
I'm sorry. I can't hear you. We're muted. You're muted. Unmute your mic. There
I
you
love
go.
butt drugs.
Look, you already done messed it up.
Listen, I can't say Mama J's at fault that every Sunday when we mess up, I mess up too. But I love butt drugs. I couldn't find my shirt. The first time Drunken introduced that commercial to me and Biz, I went straight to the website and saw and went and saw if they had merchandise, and of course they did. And I went and purchased a shirt and a hat, and I had to wait longer for this because it was like a back order for this hat, so I had to wait 3 months. And all of a sudden, you ever order something on Amazon and forget you order something? And then it just shows up at your door. Yeah, so like 2 months later, this showed up at my door, and I was like, "Oh my god, I forgot I ordered that."
Yeah, because they were like, we don't have this in stock right now, and this. Do you want something else? You're like, nah, I'll just take the hat.
Nope, I'll wait for that. They're like, it's gonna be 2 months. I'm like, nope, I want that hat. I'll wait for the hat, and I waited, and I love my butt drugs hat. I want to be sponsored by butt drugs.
If y'all really want to know that, chase that down. That's a great fucking story. That really is. But what's going on, man? How you doing tonight?
We have so much to talk about tonight. It's just story after story after story. Every time you don't think things can get weirder, it gets weirder. And we just have lying politicians. We have schools that are allowing kids to have litter boxes. We're allowing kink in school now, because why not? What else? What else we got today? We got I don't even know, man. There's so much. We got things in the ocean coming at us. We've got things from the sky coming at us. We got Russia. Like, listen, if there's something you want to do, folks, go do it. If you're thinking about taking that vacation, take the vacation. If you're thinking about, hey, I'm not going to have any money to do, just do it. Because you know why? Because tomorrow is never promised. And with the way things are going right now, you want tomorrow, you want to buy a computer? Computer's probably going to be $7,000 tomorrow. Today was 1,000. Tomorrow it's 7,000. You never know because everybody's just lying to us. It is insane. We live in an insane world. Did you hear Joe Biden to tell a lady not to jump after she asked him a question at Sheets?
Yes.
What?
I mean, he just told Israel not to strike Israel. Okay. And then
the news covered it all up for him. Well, Joe Biden had a little gaffe. Fuck.
No, that dude shut down at that point in time. Like everything they'd been pumping him full of, like they must have done it right there beforehand, and he just shut down. He had nothing.
He was asleep.
That dude's about dead.
The dude was asleep. What, dude? Yeah. The man was sleeping. He was at Sheets, standing up, having
he was
a
just like,
conversation.
I just want to tell Israel that you shouldn't talk. What is that? How something or whatever the fuck? But it was actually a city or a place in Israel.
Rafah. He was trying to tell him not to
attack Rafah
because that's what they were doing. That's what
he called it Haifa.
Yeah, it was actually Haifa, which was the city in Israel. He told Israel not to attack Israel. Hey, Joe, wake the fuck up, my friend.
Dude, he started all of it. All right, let's just be honest. He fucking started it all. But anyway, I want to hit this one right quick because this scares the living shit out of me. All right. Let's go with this one real quick. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, of course, NOAA radar or NOAA data, which is little points in the sea that are like buoys, they capture how much, they rise above and below the sea level. Okay. NOAA fucking data recorded at its highest point in here is like 25 fucking meters high. Okay. And they're saying it was a glitch. How the fuck can you call this a glitch?
Such colossal waves, coupled with the emergence of a mysterious black void in their place, defy logical explanations. The phenomenon, as reported by the meteorological platform Ventuski, indicated a peculiar occurrence where an atmospheric disturbance appeared to progress towards the coastline only to dissipate just moments before making landfall in Cape Town. This unusual event garnered attention after being shared on Reddit, sparking a range of reactions from users who were both surprised and puzzled by the anomaly, particularly given the use of satellite data on the website. The intricate...
What?
Rosie O'Donnell was on safari in Africa, and she went swimming.
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
Only Rosie.
No, but I mean, it happens twice, right?
What kind of anomaly is like steady like that and goes and gets bigger and then breaks off 25 meters above sea level? And twice. Not once, twice. But you're telling me that it's an anomaly put on Reddit?
Well, let's see. There was also this not too long ago. Y'all remember this? The Poseidon missile. It was a nuclear missile that Russia had that would explode with the force of a huge nuclear bomb underwater to create a vacuum in that area and pull everything in to create a tsunami.
I hate my brain.
Or, ladies and gentlemen,
Do you
the
see
first one could have been a misfire. The second one actually somewhat worked because there were supposedly waves that were caused that were like 80 foot tall in that whole thing. But it also could be this too. Okay. Putin launches nuclear capable ballistic missile super weapon that waltzes across the sky to avoid Western detection. It reaches above what our radar can fucking track. Y'all want to sit there and say Russia's a fucking paper tiger? We threw everything we had in reserves at Ukraine and they said, fuck you.
I hate her, by the way.
You hate who? What?
She knew exactly what I was thinking. The first article you put, there was an elephant in it that said, elephant escapes circus for the third time, and all I thought of was only Rosie O'Donnell. She knows me. Dude, she knows
Jennifer,
me way too well.
with this, I would say absolutely not. Like the only thing you can say is like this has been the best thing since sliced bread. Like sliced bread is the only new invention we've really had. Everything is just an improvement on something else. If we do invent something new like AI, that's going to be weaponized immediately.
Immediately. I don't understand how nobody sees that. Nobody understands that AI is going to use itself, and we're just going to end up causing our own demise. Like, nobody's watched an 80s movie. Like we're living in most 80s movies right now. We're living in Demolition Man, where you can't say naughty words or say the wrong thing, or else you get fined. We're living in Terminator, because we now have robots and everything who committed suicide, and one of the robots committed suicide from Amazon. We have
Dude,
robot
I brought
dogs.
that up to a coworker of mine the other day. He fucking died laughing. It's just like the robot, just like, I'm fucking boop. No reason behind it either. It just like shut itself down.
What was it, like 15 seconds, and the robot's just like clunk. Okay.
He's like, I'm fucking done. This is dumb. There ain't no point in this.
You got robots that we're training to be fucking, to take us over. We've got AI with iRobot. We have all this shit that we've been warning everybody for years. The only thing that hasn't happened yet is fucking Alien versus Predator, which I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't coming in the next 5 to 10. Somebody said it today. You think all this stuff, maybe the presidency, it was Temple, maybe the presidency and the aliens who are giving us an ultimatum, like, hey, let's see where the earth goes before we blow it up. They went, we give Joe Biden and we give Donald Trump. If they pick Joe Biden, we just blow them up because they're just meaningless dummies. If they pick Trump, maybe we'll let them survive. And it's true. It is absolutely true. Joe Biden is the guy from fucking the Men in Black, where he just pulls his skin back as Egger. You got your skin hanging off your bones. It's basically what Joe Biden is.
Yeah, god damn it. I mean, that was a great fucking rant. I mean, honestly, I had to even light a smoke for that one. God.
Because it's so true. It's so, like, I just don't, the things that are just day by day by day by day that are going on, and story by story, and the government is just lying to us to our faces. Yeah.
We pointed that out a long time ago.
Jennifer, welcome in. We've been talking about idiocracy for a while.
Yeah, but that Russian, that's what I'm saying. Like I see this. Nobody's talking about this. Like, apparently, if anybody does, they're gonna be like, oh, well, this. Let me put this back on screen right quick.
My ex-wife's a pilot, and she's half a tard.
Right. That was my favorite line.
It's mine too.
My
That guy's a
ex-wife was
fag.
retarded. No, he's like, my ex-wife was retarded. She's a pilot now. And then later on, there's a pilot that goes down because somebody shoots a rocket at it.
And listen, trust me, Jennifer, watch it. Watch it again. Because if you watch it, you see Terry Crews use the 3 microphones like Joe Biden does. He has the 3 microphones. He's got the 2 microphones on the stand. He's got the one that he's holding in his hand, just like fucking Biden. Just like Biden does. And you're like, what the fuck? By the way, if you see me like constantly like licking the back of my teeth, I got my teeth cleaned the other day, yesterday. And so all my teeth are like, I haven't gotten in 25 years. I haven't been to the dentist and haven't cleaned my teeth, but I only have 3.
What?
I've got 3 cavities and that's it. And just some plaque built up that, you know, not as much as that. They were like astonished. But yeah, so now I can feel the back of my teeth. So I just keep raking my tongue against the back of my teeth. So it's just like, but yes, 23
keep
minutes.
my shit clean. My shit's already like crooked as fuck. I keep my shit clean too.
But
I can't do it. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this up and to show you guys. They're trying to say this is a fucking glitch. These buoys are raising and lowering 25 fucking meters above sea level. And they seem to go straight to the coastline of Africa. And then there was talks about, oh, it's coming to America. No, there ain't no fucking way that's doing that shit. I wanted to bring that up because there was talks about this. There's talks about this where they can literally cause a tsunami on our coastline and then take us out from above in the heartland. And Biden goes ahead and does this shit. I mean, what was that? That was Biden allows Iran to access another $10 billion in bid.
that was November of this past year. $10 billion.
Oh, that was in 20. I thought that was here.
No, that was November. That was still, it was fucking 4 or 5 months ago. Wasn't that long ago? That was right before Christmas.
That would be about 6 months, yes.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. He still gave them $10 billion. And then what did they do? They went and bought fucking rockets and fucking and unmanned fucking planes or whatever they call them now. What drones? They went and bought drones and they bought all this shit, 500 drones. And what did they do? They used it on the Iron Dome the other day. All this $10 billion finally came to fruition and they used it against them. Because why? Because we're funding a fucking war. We're in it by proxy. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Everybody go, we're not funding. We're not in the. Yes, we are. We're providing the money. We're providing the money to these wars.
Yes, we are.
And it's there's no stopping it either. There's no stopping it. Because this fucking dildo, Mike Johnson, is sitting there telling everybody, no, we got to fund him. Fuck you.
Wait a minute. I brought this up earlier today. Hold on.
Yeah, Mike Johnson's sitting there going, yeah, well, you know, then I hear he's trying to throw everything in at the same time, all the funding in there and include Ukraine in there because more money laundering. You know?
Ladies and gentlemen, you want to bring up the Mike Johnson thing? This was 6 months ago as well.
Sir, not that they're asking, what's your advice to the next House Speaker? That's above my pay grade.
Yeah. It's above his pay grade.
Y'all want to know what happened to Mike Johnson? The government. I guarantee you, there's already talks about what's been going on in Mike Johnson's past and everything like that now. You're going to start hearing some dirty shit on him.
Yep. And it wouldn't matter if Hakeem Jeffries had a boy in his fucking closet tied up. The Democrats wouldn't give a fuck. They'd say, well, it's reparations. Fuck you.
Oh, yeah, they definitely fucking would.
Meanwhile, they're trying to go after Jim Jordan because of some fucking thing, some wrestling thing that happened. Meanwhile, they're just putting away people for having a fucking diary that belonged to Joe Biden that was Russian disinformation. Yet the FBI just tried to put this woman away for 20 months in prison for something that didn't exist. Just like the Hunter Biden laptop. Just like the fact that they're going after Trump. Meanwhile, didn't Trump get impeached for a conversation he had asking about Joe Biden? Hey, can you look into this? Because, it's election interference. Meanwhile, Trump can't leave the state of fucking New York because, I don't know, he has to be in trial every day.
Yeah.
And he can't campaign. Now, there's no fucking interference there now, is there, Sunshine?
He can't even go to his Supreme Court fucking hearing next week.
Yeah, the way he turned around and smiled, he's not like.
I will be honest with you. I will be honest with you. There was a guy on Timcast IRL that did actually go in and he made a comment. He said, if Trump does not go to the Supreme Court hearing, I don't vote for him. And he is correct. Because you want to bitch about corruption? All right, here you got the chance. The highest court in the fucking land versus some bullshit that's not even fucking real. All right? You defy that, you go to the fucking Supreme Court, you demand your shit.
I don't know. Listen, you say this, we say this, but the man does what the man does, and he's fucking Teflon. No matter what we think, that's another thing. We also forget that he gets privy information on a lot of shit that we don't get. He still was the former president, and he's still allowed intelligence. He still gets certain kind of intelligence. He still gets certain information, and he still gets,
Wait a minute. Guys.
Am I holding on to something? What happened?
Yo, it's been a week.
What
and there has been no data.
It's been 2 weeks. March 30th.
Yeah, that was week ending March 30th.
Yeah, we're in April 18th.
It's been 2 weeks and nothing's been fucking registered. Yo.
There's nothing new?
That's about 1/10 of the Texas population in just a couple fucking months. I mean, they've been registering every 2 weeks with that amount for almost 2-3 months now. Kansas, like I pointed out before, Kansas saw a flood right around that executive order. And I'm going to point it out again, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, stop with your AI bullshit. Oh, no. That's not it. It was the... Where is it? No, don't tell me I've lost it. There is no way. I have the link. I got it. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'll bring that up in a second. But there is a... I lost my train of thought with everything I just said. Fuck!
We were talking about there hasn't been any data updated in 2 weeks. And
Oh
with the
no, there
executive
hasn't
order,
been any data. The executive order. Okay.
and with the executive order that he put in about
Yeah, but there's an executive order that this motherfucker actually put in. I think it was like February or something of February 7th of 2021. If you go back, that's 2020. Hold up.
where it allowed
Oh,
illegals
wait.
to vote.
Yeah, I guess I should be sharing the screen with that then, right?
Yeah.
My bad. Fuck. All right. See, this is why I just want to go to Stream Deck. I can just push buttons on it.
I know.
All right. Oh, my fucking mouse. It was in February.
February.
No, it was March or something like that. Yeah, because March
21st.
7th.
No, March 7th.
It
Yes, March 7th, 2021.
So you go to March 6th. You look at Kansas. 39,582. 3,322 were dead. Dude, I was looking into this. Like, as soon as this hit, I was looking into it. Like, there is like a month before the executive order was signed and a month after the executive order was signed. They go through Kansas, the entire fucking state of Kansas.
39,000.
As okay, I'm not gonna say the entire state. Like, these are first time new registered voters. I want you all to understand this. This is first time new registered voters that are going through the system. There is an executive order that says all but maybe about 5 agencies within the government can register people to vote. These are first time new voters. It started in Kansas. It went on to Missouri because Texas is hardest hit with this as far as this goes. Like I said, they use identity fraud to cover election fraud because they'll give it to the illegals. The illegals will sign with their signature, but your name, that is now the official signature for that ballot. How do you prove otherwise?
You can't. You can't. Especially if you've never voted for before, like you said. Now the person who has your identity writes their signature on it. You go to finally register to vote because you've had enough.
Bit worked up now.
Because you finally had enough, and you're like, this is bullshit. So you go to register to vote, and you register. Okay, I'm registered to vote. Cool. Then you go, you fill out your ballot, you sign it, you hand it in. They go, you voted already, and you go, I what? And they go, you voted already. Your signature doesn't match our signature. So guess what? You are SOL.
Or if you go vote first and the illegal says, hey, you voted already. Well, your signature doesn't match what is officially the signature because it's different handwriting. So you don't get to vote.
Imagine you go. They go to sign it, and the illegal writes his real name. It's like Steven Johnson, Juan Pepe. No,
Well,
Steven Johnson.
Steven
Johnson.
Similar happened in fucking Arizona with the Kerry Lake trial, but let's not talk about that, right?
I mean, if we want to stay on YouTube, apparently we can't talk about that election fraud.
No.
Oh,
you can
we
talk
can.
about it now.
Never mind,
Yeah.
I forgot. We can talk about it now because somebody's gonna use that in their playbook this year if somebody wins. If somebody's
They're already setting up for Chinese shit, dude. I want to believe it so much because I can see it fucking happening, but there's this Volt Typhoon fucking Chinese program and shit, and a lot of Chinese electronics and shit. It was like a little bomb that went off. Like, if it registered something, it would actually attack that something. Anywhere else it was kind of like Stuxnet back in the day. I don't know if you know anything about that.
Breaking news. Israeli airstrike has targeted at least one site in Iran.
Yep. But yeah. They're saying that this shit is in our systems and we haven't upgraded our systems in a long ass time. We're sitting here running off still. Apparently, we're running off 90s, 2000s fucking technology as far as our government is concerned. But you're going to sit there and tell me that that's not a weak point. And didn't this motherfucking president we have now just go over? Who was it? It was Putin, wasn't it? That he just gave the list of our infrastructure to.
Yeah. Hold on.
The News Special Report.
Good evening. I'm Juju Chang at ABC News headquarters here in New York. We're interrupting your regular programming with some breaking news. Israel has initiated a retaliatory strike against Iran, according to a senior U.S. official. This comes just 5 days after Tehran launched a direct military assault on Israel, firing more than 300 drones and missiles. Most were intercepted by Israel with the help of allies, including the U.S. Since that unprecedented weekend attack, Israel has vowed to retaliate. We turn now to ABC's Matt Gutman, who is in Israel with the latest reporting. Matt, what are you hearing?
Juju, a senior U.S. official telling us that Israeli missiles have hit at least one site inside Iran. No reports yet on casualties or what specifically this site was. As you mentioned, Israel has been telegraphing that it will respond. Officials telling me at the time and place of their choosing, they did not specify what that response would be like. We didn't know when it would come. And of course, this is in response to that massive missile salvo from last Saturday, the largest ballistic missile salvo in history. And of course, Iran has said that if Israel chooses to respond, their Iranian response would be severe and immediate. Juju.
Matt, thank you. From the latest in Israel, let's turn now to Chief Global Affairs anchor Martha Raddatz in D.C. with the latest. Martha, what are you hearing?
It is a single senior U.S. official who said that it had started, that Israel had retaliated and hit one site in Iran. There are reports this evening that other places, Iraq and Syria, have been hit. This U.S. senior official said they simply cannot confirm that. There were reports yesterday that Israel would hold off on these strikes until after Passover. But today we started getting indications that it could come much quicker than that. The senior official also said the Israelis have been quite secretive about this, so there's very little information we have at this point about the strike that the U.S. senior official said that Israel had made.
Oh, that would get us ripped off YouTube.
Well, Martha Raddatz, thank you for that
But
update.
I don't give a shit.
Of course, we will return to our regular
We're on Rumble.
reporting. This has been a special report. Stay tuned.
If we get ripped off YouTube, folks, we will be on rumble.com. Yeah, because fuck them. But once it, but wait a minute. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Because my blood I'm about to blow my fucking top. Weren't we told for 4 years that somebody was going to get us into a fucking war? Weren't we told for 4 years? We were told for 4 years that some orange bad man who tweets very bad things, very racist things, was going to get us into a war, that he's cozying up to Putin. But you fucking idiots chose this fucking Neanderthal dummy to be the president, and now look where we are. This is your fucking fault. You did this. And I hope you're glad with yourself. I hope you understand what the fuck you just did. You chose this. And you cheered. You sat there and were glad that this man was out of the White House. Thank goodness, thank God, Joe Biden's in the White House. The adults are back, right? The adults are back. No, the fucking warmongers are back. And you did this. This is your fault. So when we have to suffer here, I hope you're happy with yourself. I hope you're fucking very happy with yourself. Because just because some man tweeted and he's bad and he's racist, and you think that since the media lied to you for 4, 5, 6 years, it lied to you, continuously lied to you, and you can't fucking see it. You can't see. Look, they do nothing but lie to you.
I'm going to jump in real quick here with this. I'm going to be completely fucking honest with you. May 29th, 2020, you motherfuckers ran out and attacked the White House trying to firebomb it in an attempt to kill a sitting president because the news told you he was racist, and that's not an insurrection. But yet a stolen fucking election somehow is. You burnt that motherfucker to the ground for 30 fucking days. They rioted for 2 fucking hours. What happened on to the people on May 29th, 2020 that tried to kill a sitting president? All charges dropped and fucking DC paid them for doing it. Look it the fuck up if you think I'm wrong. And what do you got with J6? What? 200 plus fucking FBI agents and informants were in the crowd instigating the shit, pushing people to their fucking limits. The West Side was the only place where anything actually fucking happened. Everybody else was let in on the other side. And you can tell in some of the documents that some people are fucking fishy. You can tell in the footage that they released on their own damn website. You can tell some of them are fucking fishy. We started getting videos about them actually lobbing fucking tear gas and rubber bullets into the crowd that literally gathered after the first fucking gates were down that told you not to trespass. What do you think was going to fucking happen? They provoked the shit. Never mind the fact that it was Nancy Pelosi who waited 71 fucking minutes to tell Stephen Sund it's okay to swear in the fucking National Guard. Well, yeah, it was Stephen Sund because he wanted the authorization to do so. It took her 71 fucking minutes to say it's okay to swear in the National Guard to actually deploy them. They were 1.5 miles away. 5,000 of the 10,000 that Trump actually fucking authorized. 5,000 unarmed, unarmored. They were 1.5 miles away. They couldn't interact with the crowd in any way, shape, or form, even if they were mobilized, unless a certain person, Christopher Miller, authorized them to have weapons and armor and interact with the crowd. And you're going to sit there and tell me, with Stephen Sund's testimony about her waiting 71 minutes to give the okay that could have been done the night before, that lieutenant dude, where he was talking about how Yogananda Pittman was in the control center.
You're back.
Okay. Where Yogananda Pittman was in the control center at January 6th, and she wasn't responding to anyone or anything. She literally tried to shut down communications. And now Yogananda Pittman, who was going to be the next head or sergeant at arms or some shit like that, I forget exactly what that was. Yogananda Pittman is now the chief of police in the fucking district right next to Nancy Pelosi. Guys, I don't even know. Like, look, I know I'm the angry guy on the internet, but this is why I'm the angry guy on the fucking internet. All right, I'm not even this. I want you all to watch this video right here. We're even going to go, let's just bring it full screen. Head to stage. Lawless immigrant thug who sucker punched little girl at NYC's Grand Central was freed without bail after another attack days earlier.
Saturday, a 9-year-old girl and her mom were standing here in the dining concourse of Grand Central when MTA police say this man, out of nowhere, punches the young girl in the face. A few minutes later, Brooke Gibo walked into work at a coffee shop here.
My coworkers were like, oh my God, like a child got punched today in front of Tartinery. And I was like, wow, that's terrible. Like, who was it? And it's like, it's this guy who's given us problems before.
MTA police identifying the man as 30-year-old John Carlos Zarzuela. He got away before the girl from the Bronx was taken to the hospital.
It could happen anytime, you never know. So especially if you're a woman, like I said, or a child.
Court records show Zarzuela was arrested by MTA police on April 4th and charged with assault. A law enforcement source telling News 4, Zarzuela randomly punched a 54-year-old woman inside Grand Central, breaking her nose. In that case, the source says A judge set bail at $2,500 cash. He went to jail and on April 9th went in front of a different judge and was released. Just 4 days later, MTA police say he was back at Grand Central, now accused of another attack. Before news.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
No.
She said she felt the baby kick.
Oh.
And yeah. That's right. Like when you were going through your
Okay.
whole thing, I felt so bad. Like I went through my whole thing. We were like, rah, rah, rah. And then she sent me the baby kicked. And I was like,
Ooh. I get you now, man. Not a problem. But yeah, I mean, if you seriously look, this motherfucker told you what was going to happen from the very beginning. He told you. During the Democratic primaries, he said, I would tell everybody to immediately surge the border. I'm going to give you amnesty. I'm going to give you everything. Well, he's living up to the promise to them. Off of your back. Off of your dime. Now you got illegal immigrants coming into New York City that are just punching people. To apparently just punch people. They're being freed without charge. And now they're assaulting kids. I don't care, New York. I don't care. This is what you wanted. This is what you voted for. All right. Now you got little kids being punched in the face because, oh, the cops are killing thousands of black people every year. How'd that turn out? You burnt down cities in the name of black people, and most of them were black controlled areas. How'd that turn out? Let's stop playing games with this stupid shit right here. These are people who don't even belong here. The people that were burning shit down, I get you, whatever. You have whatever complaint. We don't care about that at this point. These are people who don't belong here. They're punching kids in the face. And the cops are saying, whatever. They're illegals, whatever. If you punched a kid in the face, would you not be under the fucking prison? Would they not be fucking you in your ass in prison? Let's not play games. We all know the prison code with the little kids, man. And they're let go. On to do it again. 87,000 kids, new immigrant kids, are missing in this country. We have no idea where the fuck they are. Didn't that dude tell, what's his name? Dr. Phil, that of course we're sending them into sex trafficking rings. We know that. 87,000 kids missing. This is what you wanted, right? Because, like Davey said, mean tweets, Orange Man bad, he's racist. Until this shit happens.
So I'm going to teach you a chant in Persian that you can use if you ever encounter those Zionist freaks, whether they be Iranian or whatever, all right? Now, I don't drink margaritas, but we all know what a margarita is. We all know what a bar is. So you're going to say, Marg Bar. Marg Bar. Marg Bar Israel. Marg Bar Israel. Marg Bar.
Oh, what? Come on now. Oh, you gonna fuck up on me?
Bar Israel. Marg Bar Israel.
Yeah, it's gonna do it.
Marg Bar Israel. Marg Bar Israel. Thank you. What does
that mean? Wait, pause it. You heard the fucking lady, right?
What does that mean?
What does that mean? So these fucking idiots, these sheep are just sitting in a room chanting things they don't even know what they're saying. And they're sitting there and yelling it out.
These
They
are
don't
your
even
paid
know
fucking actors in the street, ladies and gentlemen.
They don't even know what it means. But Rich, let's let the audience know what these fucking sheep have been chanting.
Oh, so it has two meanings depending on who it is. It can mean death to or down with. So can we get a Marbar America? We can get a Marbar America.
These fucking dildos are sitting there clapping. By the way, he said it depends on who you're telling. So it can either mean death to America or down with America. Depends on who you're telling it to. Oh, so, no, the news will tell you, oh, no, they're just saying down with America. But really, they mean death to America because you rely and you listen to the fucking news.
Well, see, here's the thing. They're trying to spin it as, oh, no, I'm down with America. Yeah, that kind of thing. But the way it chants is that Marg Bar America, whatever the fuck.
No, they're trying to make it.
You can tell in just the tone of it.
But they're trying to make it seem like they're just saying, oh, we're not saying death to America. It means down with America. Like, we don't like what America's doing. America down with America because American things. No, it means death to America.
That plus the fact this little shit fuck right here is the one who asks, can we get a Marg Bar America? Now, here's the thing. I want you all to hear this. Like, it just rolled off into it just so nicely, didn't it?
It has two meanings depending on who it is. It can mean death to or down with. So can we get a Marbar America?
He already knew it. See, if it was an American citizen, if that wasn't set the fuck up for that to actually happen in that, he would have been like, can we get a Marg Bar America? Not America. Not to mention the fact that he tries to make it a joke at the beginning.
So it has two
Watch
meanings
him.
depending on who it is.
Dude doesn't even react. He knew. He knew it was coming.
Death to or down with. So can we get a Marbar America? We can get a Marbar America. Yes, we can. Marbar America. Marbar America. Marbar America. Marbar America. Thank you.
Now imagine seeing, just like with the Black Lives Matter protest, where everybody got in everybody's face with the communist fist screaming, lick my boot and everything like that shit. If you see that coming for you, margarita bars, sign me up. Yeah, that's how they try to play it off. Guys, I don't even know what to fucking tell you with that shit, because that's what the fuck you wanted. That's what the fuck you voted for. You were warned along the way. We were told we were conspiracy theorists. They fucking said it themselves. They're saying it now. This is why I listen to these committee hearings all the time. They tell you literally in these committee hearings, and then 2-3 months later, the news will pick up on that shit and they will try to run with it. If it catches fire, because the Republicans are too goddamn dumb to know when they're just trying to snake around the back door. All right? I listened to it enough. I know. But yeah. There was one thing we wanted to touch on real quick before we kind of give a little bit of a stalemate from that argument real quick. There's exclusive intel reveals that the attack on the Francis Scott Key Bridge was a terrorist attack launched by the Chinese Communist Party of American soil using remote towing technology on the Dolly. Developing. I got to question this.
I would like to add that 70% to 80% of the normal traffic at this port is military material, much of it destined for Ukraine. Today we are going to bring you a piece of exclusive intelligence that we have received from our supporters within the CCP. The information is very precise. This attack is being carried out by the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, using remote towing technology. It is a terrorist attack. The CCP has launched a terrorist operation against the United States on American soil. The impact is huge on the traffic and transportation of the entire United States. The local governor says it has an impact on the whole world, which is not an exaggeration at all. Also, the bad news is that if the CCP can tow a freighter to collapse Baltimore's bridge, they can do the same with any car, ship, elevator, any vehicle you can think of. As long as it has a connection to signal and data, a chip, an antenna, a radio, etc. Because Miles once told me in the past that once Liu Yanping, the former vice minister of public security of the CCP, threatened him and said that they can crash any plane they want at any time. Don't think that if you don't bring your phone, you'll be okay. The CCP can crash anything as long as your device has something to receive the signal, like the radios in cars or planes. So again, I want to emphasize that the two pieces of exclusive intelligence are that it's the CCP that launched the terrorist attack on Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge using the remote towing technology on the freighter. The second information is that there are people in the US government who knew about it but didn't report it, although we can't confirm whether they knew about it before or after the attack. But so far we have not seen any official statement confirming this information.
So we don't know. It was a video I saw that I sent to Rich. We don't know, but here's the thing. Anything that has a signal in it, they can do anything from anywhere. I saw a video.
Oh yeah,
of a woman driving a Jeep, and she was talking. I forget what the video who put the video out, but this guy who was in New York and she was in California, and they were trying to do this experiment, and he cut off her engine from New York. She was driving down the highway. Of course, they were doing it. It was already planned that this was going to happen. Driving down the highway, and he shut her engine off from New York. So when we tell you things like Teslas are great, but they're battery operated and they rely on internet signals for a lot of shit because Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, they can do it. So if you don't think they can just shut off a barge from anywhere, I got a bridge to sell you in Baltimore.
As long as there is a connection.
Mm-hmm.
It does make sense. However, I do have to question this whole damn thing. Like, hold on. I do have to question this. I don't know who the fuck this is, number one.
Yeah,
Social media strategist, brand development. Okay, so this comes from supposedly...
If you go to NFSC Speaks, that's who put it out. So you go down, go back out there. You see where it says from? Click that.
Well, I'm rate limited.
Yeah. So if you go to that, here, let me see.
Now it's fucking everything up.
They know
that 70% to.
There we go. But yeah, I mean, I don't speak Mandarin, or anybody. I don't know anybody that does. Like I was. How can I believe anything in here? This is just like this.
New
could be
federal
the Chinese...
state of China official account, whistleblower movement founded by Miles Guo. Our mission is to take down the Chinese Communist Party. So, this is a check mark. What is do you know what the yellow check mark is from Twitter? Is that an official
government? That's like an official business or government account.
So that's where this comes from.
I don't know though.
The NFC's exclusive intelligence just confirmed that attack on Baltimore's.
I see it. I see the reason why anybody would kind of believe that, but like I don't see anybody talking about this kind of thing right here, and I just don't know, dude. Like I've always had a problem with those whole things where, especially with Osama bin Laden and 9/11 and everything like that. Like I always question because I didn't speak their language, nor could I even form even a kind of an idea of what akala nick fuck jig big. That's what I heard when I heard them speak.
Nick in there.
Well, they are pretty fucking racist.
My favorite, dude. If you ever get a chance, YouTube videos of what is it, Tibetan or what is it? Filipino people talking, and they use the word nega as like an And watch them do it in black neighborhoods, and watch the black people just like because they have a what is that the Jolly Bee or whatever it is the Filipino like Kentucky Fried Chicken, which is actually pretty good. The food there is actually pretty good. They had one in New York and I tried it, but they say nega nega nega, and you just watch people go
right.
Excuse me, but
Dude,
it's like
my wife's best friend is Filipino, and her mom speaks in Philippine. You know, in Laotian. That's the language, I think. No, Tagalog. Yeah, and she just speaks in Tagalog, and to hear it, it's just like, whoa, that was really fucking close. Like, there's this thing, it's
But words. Here's the thing: words come from places. Like the word for black in Spanish is negro.
Yes,
that's in Spanish. That's what the word black is. So if we're talking and negro, like people are gonna go, "Excuse me." That's a word. It's you can't. I saw a video today of somebody goes, I don't understand how Americans use the word gas for gasoline when gas is a gasoline is a liquid. And the guy goes, hey, why don't you tell everybody what you call cigarettes?
Well, sir, I believe that word is. We are on YouTube.
Tuesday.
Oh, that didn't even ring through.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, God damn it. He's going to fix it now. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, while he's going to fuck us up here in a minute, let's go ahead and put this up here. All right, look. Let's talk about this. All 12 jurors seated in Trump hush money trial after 2 dismissals. Let's be completely honest. Does anybody believe this bullshit? I mean, do you believe he's going to get a full trial or a fair trial in any way, shape, or form? Now, here's the weird thing, okay? At least 6 alternative jurors have been selected before the court conclusion. The development came after 2 jurors were removed, underscoring the difficulty of choosing a jury in the most high-stakes case in the United States history. Trump arrived at Manhattan Criminal Court on Thursday for the 3rd day of his hush money trial and a continuation of the tricky process of jury selection. Trump, the first former U.S. president to face criminal trials, sat expressionless throughout the session on Thursday morning and appeared attentive. Blah, blah, fucking blah. Where was it? Here we go. They used this in an actual hearing I was listening to.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Tuesday.
Nope.
Son of a bitch.
But yeah, they use this quote here in a hearing I actually heard. I think it yesterday, maybe. I would recommend the press simply apply common sense and refrain from anything that has to do, for example, with physical descriptions. It's not just necessary, it serves no purpose. He went on to prohibit from the press reporting on the employers of the jurors. Second juror, known as juror number 4, was excused after prosecutors are concerned that he may have been truthful, or he may have not been truthful words on his jury questionnaire about his criminal history. There was one woman who was just like, look, there's no way I can be impartial on this shit. I mean, really, I can't.
Amanda says she can hear it they can hear it out there, but you can't hear it. So I could just say whatever I want now.
Are you ready for it?
And you can't hear shit.
Well, I hear that one.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Is your assistant perhaps a hot mommy with nice milkers?
Still my favorite one.
That one actually came through. All right. But yeah, I mean, there was this one dude who's just like, okay, have you ever had a crime? No, cool. Like,
they're not going to find an impartial jury. It's impossible.
There's no way.
And And
you couldn't go to Zimbabwe without somebody knowing who the fuck Trump is. There's no way you can be
it's going to be
impartial.
really hard. And I want to, with all my hate for this judge, because some of the things he was saying is just erroneous and stupid. But he makes a point. Like one of the lady's husbands put up a post, a anti-Trump post about the meme of Trump likes boys or something like that, and the judge was like, "Well, that's her husband's social media. You can't do anything about that." And he's kind of right.
Yeah,
he's kind of right. It's her husband. You can have a Democrat and a Republican get married, and you can have one who likes one side and one who likes the other. So,
all right, hold up. You want to throw an apples to apples comparison? Judge Engoron.
What pro-Trump person did he allow on the thing?
That was the
E. Jean Carroll.
Nope, that was Kaplan. Engoron was the Letitia James case. You committed fraud.
Okay.
Engoron's wife had literal kill Trump post on her social media. They said, no, it's not hers. They deleted everything. Everything's fucking gone. Do you think Engoron was in any way, shape, or form Republican in that marriage?
No.
You mean that whole argument falls apart with that one right there? I gotta give it that.
You mean the guy who's getting divorced and his wife's been divorced since 2021? You mean that guy? The one where they had their names on the docket and then all of a sudden it's anonymous now? That guy? But still, and then they had the other one where the lady went around and honk because the White House is back or something like that. And he's like, oh, well, there was just like rally and it didn't necessarily mean Trump. Fuck you. It's never going to be, especially, I mean, listen, to be honest with you, did you see when Trump went to the bodega in New York and all those people were fucking lined up? Now, and then when Biden went to Sheetz and everybody was just like, nobody was there for him.
Can you bring that up? Yeah, that whole Biden thing. I'm rate limited as fuck. I can't do it.
I want to bring. Where is it? Hold on. I want to bring up something that has that whole thing to it because there's a lot more a couple other things. Where? Like, where's my like shit? Mother truck stop.
This is what happens. It's a thing.
Yeah. Well.
We're never prepared. We're never going to be because
it's an ADHD show because we go off in different kind of rants.
Well, we're trying to pack
by the way,
like a literal fucking week worth of news in just a couple of hours, and it never works.
Rita Pahan, or whatever this madam's name is probably my new favorite person in the entire world. I want to go out to lunch with this woman because she seems like a fucking hoot.
Oh, especially with that one where she was just like, hey, well, I'm just a regular woman. I guess that's not allowed anymore. I was just like, God, okay.
She seems amazing.
Now it's time for Lefties Losing It. And we need to speak about Joe. President Joe Biden's cognitive decline is hitting new lows. The poor man is dazed and confused, and when he appears lucid for a moment or two, we get bizarre stories and debunked lies. Today, he told us he made it clear to Israel to stay out of Haifa. A little problem there. That's a major city in Israel, the third largest, in fact, after Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. So why is Biden telling the Israelis, don't move on there?
And I made it clear to Israelis, don't move on Haifa. It's just not, I mean, anyway, I just look what we did recently when Israel was attacked.
Look what you did recently. You made
You
everything fucking worse. God.
all around the fucking world, Joe. You made fucking people snort up bone dust, Joe. It's your fault that these countries are fucking grinding up people's bones and fucking snorting it because they can't afford real drugs anymore, so they got to snort bone dust. Thanks,
That
Joe
was-
fucking Biden.
For everybody that doesn't know, that was actual last week's Rumble fucking cut. Oh my God, that was great. They were robbing graves, grabbing bones, crushing them into a powder, mixing them with drugs, and sniffing them up their nose. So much so that they actually had to call in police forces to protect the graves.
Not only are people, whatchamacallit, not only are they drug dealers, they're fucking grave robbers now.
Biden is also telling a bizarre news story about his uncle perhaps being eaten by cannibals in New Guinea.
Uncle Bosie, he was shot down. He was an Army Air Corps before there was an Air Force. He got shot down in an area where there were a lot of cannibals at the time. They never recovered his body.
Only a little problem. His uncle's plane, in which he was a passenger, didn't crash in New Guinea, and he wasn't shot down. According to official military records, state the aircraft plunged into the Pacific.
Joe's uncle got his ass eaten like groceries. Literally. Uncle Bosie was a fucking grocery salad.
How many fucking times do we have this shit popping up? Like, it's everybody. Like, the only real fucking Democrats that understand the internet is a thing, and we have these fucking clips, and they do that, is like the newest fucking additions to the group, the cracked out fucking AOCs and shit. Fucking Richard Mole from Night Court sits in fucking Congress. You think I'm Joe, and look up Ariana Presley. She is a black Richard Mole from fucking Night Court. Stop playing fucking games with me. You give me Jasmine fucking Crockett from Houston. Looks like documents in the shitter to me. I mean, you hear these hearings, she gets smacked down all the fucking time. So as soon as she's done with her speech, she gets up and she walks out. Why? Because that social media influence, she ain't doing a fucking thing except voting however the fuck they want her to vote.
Mm-hmm. She said, pays me the money, and I votes the way you want me to vote. I'll say whatever you want me to say, because Trump's the bad man's. And if you think that's a black scent, you're the racist.
Pentagon records state for unknown reasons, this plane was forced to ditch in the ocean off the north coast of New Guinea. Both engines failed at low altitude and the aircraft's nose hit the water hard. The three men failed to emerge from the sinking wreck and were lost in the crash. One crew member survived and was rescued by a passing barge, but not according to the president, who, for reasons no one can explain, has begun spinning this bizarre variation to the story where the plane is shut down, his uncle is consumed by man-eating primitives, and he's so taken by this fantasy tale that he's repeated it twice in 24 hours.
My uncle, they called him Ambrose Brosie, they called him Bosie. My uncle Bosie was a hell of an athlete, they tell me, when he was a kid. And he became...
Apparently, Uncle Bosie couldn't run faster than the fucking people trying to eat his asshole because he got his asshole eaten.
Plus the fact I want to point out something. Look at the fucking crowd. There are more people on stage than are in that camera fucking view.
I found Carmen Sandiego.
I was trying to swallow. Hold the fuck. Jesus fucking Christ. All right.
An Army Air Corps before the Air Force came along. He flew those single engine planes as reconnaissance over war zones. He got shot down in New Guinea, and they never found the body because there were a lot of cannibals for real in that part of New Guinea.
By the way, why the fuck was the interpreter lady winking? Where'd it go? Nope. It went too far. How the fuck? I fucking go so far.
Body
Why is this
because there
lady?
used
Look
to
at her.
be
She just keeps
a
winking.
lot of cannibals for real in that part of New Guinea.
Oh no, that was a
Bizarre,
forceful
but it
wink.
wasn't
Yeah,
the
she's
only
like, this
bizarre
is
story
bullshit.
Biden has
Bullshit. We all made that pact a long time ago. You can't hear. If I look fucking stunned like somebody punched me in the face, this is bullshit.
By the way, talk about ADHD. There's only one state in the U.S. where cannibalism is illegal.
What the fuck?
You want to guess what state it is? The only state you're allowed to be a whore. Idaho.
I get you. I get you, but that was a failed dad joke.
It was a dad joke. Idaho is the only fucking state where you're not allowed to eat another person.
Well, maybe if you guys meet up in this, we might have to do this in Idaho. I'm just going to let you enjoy this shit, ladies and gentlemen.
Bro, so,
Mystery solved. These are.
No, I was just having a good time, and you're trying to make the blood vessel in my head burst because I tried to choke you by making a joke.
You made me choke on my own fucking spit just a few minutes ago. All right.
Play it.
Are in fact reservist Marines who provided color guard to an event at Mar-a-Lago. The event in question is the America First Gala, and this is its second year. The America First Gala team is headed by a woman who describes herself as a generous patriot who gathered real estate professionals to help raise money for the Gray Team. The Gray Team is a not-for-profit organization that helps prevent veteran suicide. And the nonprofit Gray Team, the veterans organization, is the one who wrote to the Marine Corps asking them to provide color guard to the event. This appearance was approved ahead of time, and it was the Marine Corps Reserve Unit 4th Air Naval Gunfire Liaison Company that supported the non-political event. I removed my first video as now the Marines have directly commented that yes, this was an approved appearance. Make no mistake, any event that happens at Mar-a-Lago does politically or financially benefit Donald Trump. In political event planning, you can do things like this where you could raise $1 million and you could spend $800,000 on the event. So I'll be interested to know exactly how much money was raised and donated to the Gray Team, which is doing incredible work. Hopefully all of it. One less mystery for the week. And whatever questions we may have as citizens about what is or isn't or shouldn't be considered a political event doesn't really matter because they had approval to do this. Mystery.
Okay. You get the spotlight. I'm going to take a pee.
I hate you.
I already know. I
fucking loathe that piece of shit. She is a piece of shit. Do you know why she's a piece of shit? Because she was the one who pushed the next Benedict story out there and blamed Republicans. That's right. She went out and told everybody right-wing rhetoric was the reason why next Benedict lost her life. She said that because of right-wing rhetoric, 3 girls went into a bathroom and beat up next Benedict to the point where next Benedict lost her life without any research, without letting anything play out the way it's supposed to. She came out right away and said it. By the way, she has 3.1 million followers on TikTok. Where do most kids get their news from nowadays? That fucking idiot. And I'm sorry I'm cursing a lot, but but I curse a lot. She gets under my skin because she doesn't do anything. She just goes and she finds anything that's right wing, supposedly, and anything that's against LGBTQ that is in the headlines, without doing any research about it. Mind you, she is also in the ear of Joe Biden. She is also in the ear of the White House. She is also paid by the DNC. Don't believe me? She's with the same talent agency that Harry Sisson is a part of, who gets paid by the DNC. Palette Entertainment. And she goes out there and she goes and she starts spouting all this nonsense bullshit. Mind you, next Benedict committed suicide. It's sad that had to happen. But next was a poor, confused little girl that because of what we do to kids nowadays, because, we can't do nothing but allow children to take kinks. Yes, I said kinks. And make that into their reality. Well, there's something we're going to talk about on Rumble where kids are now acting as dogs and are now furries.
That would be cats, but yes.
Yes, cats, dogs, everything. Okay, but this piece of garbage goes out, and no matter what, if it's Donald Trump or it's they think it's something right way. She never retracted the next Benedict story. She went out and she left all that there. Why? Because she's a piece of garbage and she has no morals. She came out and apologized about this. That was her apology. But I have the original video. Here is her original video, and a Marine who is talking about. He talks about it, but I'll play her. This is the original video she put up. I don't know why she took it down. I know she had a guest from a color guard on her show, and she made it. Guys, it's a learning experience. Go fuck yourself.
When have you ever seen a Marine take parade rest like this? You haven't, because they don't. But last night at Mar-a-Lago, 4 people dressed in Marine uniforms posed for pictures with guests at a political fundraiser benefiting Donald Trump. Now, you're about to see this picture just about everywhere, because if they are active duty Marines, then they are in violation of the Military Act that bans...
She has no fucking... Yes. Sorry.
We have no clue.
Yeah, it's a she. Supposedly it's Rosie O'Donnell's niece. I mean, take it for what it is.
Who's the dad? Because
artificial art. That's what he's called. That's what they call people who are artificially inseminated now. Who's the dad? Art.
Active duty members from appearing at political events in uniform. And that does include color guard. Color guard is not allowed to appear at a political fundraiser for anyone at any time while they are active duty. They don't wear this uniform. They also don't smirk in pictures, tilt their head, and at a minimum, there should be an American flag pin above his left breast pocket. You would never see a Marine take parade rest in this position. And Marines do not carry guns when providing ceremonial services as a sign of peace. So, I don't know. You tell me, do you think those are real Marines?
She is a journalist. She also has 3.1 million followers just on TikTok. I do applaud her for taking the video down, but at this point, the damage has already been done. Now, as many of you know, I was a Sergeant Major in the Marine Corps, and one of my Marines when I was at 111 is in this picture. And he actually called me. And he's pretty down about the fact that he's doing his job and he's getting drugged through the mud by people who have no idea what they're talking about. And as a journalist, she and anybody else who doesn't know what they're talking about should say things like, I don't know. But what we shouldn't do is make a video, and it definitely goes viral, basically saying this is stolen valor and a bunch of other things. Number one, this was not a political fundraiser. Number two, every color guard that Marines do like this has got to be authorized through Comstrat and the Marine Corps. They were told to be here. Why? Because we don't want to send a Marine color guard to go do something they're not supposed to do. Because this is what would happen. They do wear this uniform, and it is customary for them not to wear ribbons and medals or ribbons and badges. I'm not sure where we got the fact that Marines can't smile in pictures, but they do it all the time. And yes, you can have a tilt in your cap. The American flag pin above the left breast pocket, I've never heard that in my life, but that's not a thing. They absolutely do take parade rest as a color guard in this position, and they do carry rifles because they are actually the color guard. They're guarding the colors. This is the organizational color bearer. This is the color sergeant, and these two are the color guards. I know this has already been covered and debunked by a bunch of people, but when I get a call from one of my Marines, I'm going to address it. And it's obvious that you hate Donald Trump. That's okay. But to drag some United States Marines through the mud just because of that? Anybody who had a hand in anything like this, they should be making videos, issuing apologies. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
Yes.
But for her not to know a fucking thing about it and then go off on it. And then, but listen, and then She had to put her fucking stank, her trout fucking stank on the end of that fucking video by saying, well, anything that, I wonder how much Donald Trump made from this and how much, who gives a fuck? You know how much Joe Biden has made and his fucking son for selling a painting for $500,000? You don't think that we should question that? But no, how much did Donald Trump make? He owns fucking Mar-a-Lago.
I want you all to understand. I want you all to understand. This is not her own thinking.
Yeah.
This is one of those TikTok people, one of the 30, just like Harry Sisson, just like Chris Mowry, just like that other bitch that we busted really fucking early on. Victoria Hamlet. Yeah. And then she went on to debate Charlie Kirk, and that shit just went, no, her career's gone. She burnt herself on that shit. But yeah.
And that's why they don't debate people on the right or more towards the right. I'm not going to say the right because a lot of people on that side who are kind of predominantly aren't full right. They're center right. They push them to the right because anybody who doesn't have their same way of thinking is far right.
I was center fucking left. And somehow I'm fucking far right. Yeah. Jesus Christ, Antifa pointed me out to be fucking Abel Garcia. All right.
And he's an Olympian.
I went down to Katy, Texas, and I had bought Abel Garcia a ticket, and he couldn't make it, so I gave it to Taylor Hansen. Well, Taylor does his little investigative shit. We both get kicked the fuck out. Like, I had a gun actually pointed at me because I was recording behind their lines. I was going to go into the church, and then this woman wants to arrest me because I had a fucking ticket, and Taylor Hansen fucked it up, and I didn't even know. So, yeah, I was recording all kinds of shit outside, too. But, yeah. Apparently, to Antifa, my name is Abel Garcia, and I'm a trans Mexican. This is what you're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. We actually covered that when Abel was on the Voice of the People channel. Like, we actually covered that shit. And he's just like, he pointed that out to me, and there's like, I could probably dig it up again, and I probably will later on. But yeah, apparently Antifa thinks my name is Abel Garcia, and I am a trans Mexican. Well, a D-trans Mexican at this point now. I gotta say that. But yeah.
It boggles my mind how anybody takes any of them. I don't care left or right. How do you take any of these people seriously? And how do you not do your own research? Even what we tell you, do your own fucking research. I'm wrong. I'm wrong, to be honest with you, 50% of the time. I'm wrong. Because I go and I see something, I go, hey, let me look at this. And then I just put it out there and I go, and I tell you through this whole thing. I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. I have no problem telling people I'm wrong and have a conversation. I have no problem having conversations with people about things and say, hey, you know what? I never looked at it that way. You're right. I'm wrong. But I'm not going to sit there and tell you I'm the end all be all of knowledge. I graduated with a 2.1 GPA from high school. I don't know a lot of stuff, but I see. That's okay. The FBI thinks I'm a gang member. That's after a long story. Oh, boy.
You remember those quadruple S's on tickets that actually happened? I had one of those on my ticket.
Mm-hmm.
I flew for work. It was on my fucking ticket. Never thought anything about it. And then like 7-8 fucking months later, that hits. And I'm like, oh, shit. No, that wasn't. Yeah, that was. About 8-9 months later after that.
Yep.
But you want to hear some crazy shit, ladies and gentlemen? Oh. And this rolls into how the fuck do you vote for this? And I'm serious with it. How the fuck do you vote for this shit? California moves to create genealogy office to determine who gets reparations. Reparations would be limited to descendants of a free black person living in the United States prior to the end of the 19th century, because there were still slaves in the 19th century. California State Judiciary Committee approved legislation that would establish a new cabinet-level agency tasked with carrying out the state reparation task force recommendations. The California American Freedmen Affairs Agency would be headed up by secretary appointed by the governor. All among those things, create a genealogy office to help determine who is eligible to receive as much as $1.2 million per person to make up for the injustices committed against the ancestors, per Just the News. Yes, I did put per person into this because this was the actual argument from the very fucking beginning.
Hey, Raphael's got a question.
What?
Do the color guards get their own water fountain?
You know what? I fucking love y'all. No, because I mean, it's perfect for this right here, because literally he's just like saying, hey, y'all remember that up to $1.2 million per person I was going to give the black community for reparations? Yeah, here's what we're going to do. We're only going to take it to everybody that was free before the turn of the century there. And you must submit your fucking... I want to bring this. Full
You
fucking
have to
screen
give
me.
up your DNA.
Full screen. Your fucking DNA, you have to sell it off for a chance, a fucking chance that you get $1.2 fucking million. That's not a guarantee. Before the turn of the century, we could give you up to $1.2 million. Hell, we can give you $1. Fuck it, whatever. You sell your fucking DNA imprint for a chance at $1.2 million. Why? Well, the news told you you're pathetic. They even laughed in your fucking face as they told you ID was racist because you didn't know where the DMV was. You had fucking President Biden telling you if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. Poor kids are just as smart and talented as white kids. What?
Massa, I got a question.
What's up?
When also did you get a chance to win $1 million that if you did something, you had a chance to win $1 million?
The power fucking ball.
Nope.
Bullshit. If I buy a ticket, I have a chance at winning more. Actually,
if you got your COVID vaccination,
oh,
your name was entered into a drawing to win $1 million in the state of Ohio.
Or a cheeseburger in New York City.
No, you got the cheeseburger for free. And, you had to have a fucking douchebag in a sports coat and a fucking Knicks jersey ask another man if it was okay for him to have fries and a burger at 10 in the morning. Is it okay? It's okay. I can have a burger at 10 o'clock in the morning. We good? We good? He says okay. It's okay? Okay.
I literally want to get the Stream Deck involved so we can just flip cameras, man. God,
Yeah, I know.
This is too much.
We'll get it set.
But I want to bring it back to me for a second here. Look, after the fucking Tuskegee experiment, you're going to sit there and tell me that you're okay with giving your DNA to a government who just not too long ago lied to your fucking face saying thousands of you are being slaughtered in the streets. You can say this is racist. I don't give a fuck. Thousands of you are being slaughtered in the streets. George Floyd. How'd that turn out? Breonna Taylor. How'd that turn out? There are actually a few good ones out there you do have credit with. I'm not going to lie. But what you are saying right now does not fit what we have seen, and you were used. And it's okay, we all were. I'm a white fucking man. I was used. It literally had me listen to the good people on both sides fucking comment. I actually listened to that argument. from the very fucking beginning. That's what woke me up. This has nothing to do with your race. Stop making it about this. This has nothing to do with it. Look, honestly, real America don't care about your skin color. We care about if you're a decent human being and you're willing to help the next person because somebody helped you. Can we get back to that?
Probably not.
Sorry, I just had to fucking say it. I mean,
okay. You're right. We do need to start to do the full, like, because I'm thinking about it now, like the way everybody does it, and everybody goes with, you go to the solo shot of the one person, then you go to solo shot to the other.
Yeah.
But it's, and by the way, the fact that you're allowing California to, give you money after they're now $1 billion in the hole because of Gavin Newsome.
Well, they're not $1 billion, but you're creeping.
I heard today it was $1.3 billion they're in the hole.
How the fuck no? Then bring that shit up. Because just what last week we were talking about how it was 87 million. How the fuck did he go that? No. They fully funded this whole damn thing, didn't they? Money laundering, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, what do you think the odds are? What do you think the odds are that much fucking money disappears from the coffers because apparently these people are actually descendants of slaves in this area of California where everybody fucks everybody? The whole point of this was, I wanted to bring this up too, and this is actually touched about in the fucking article too. The whole point of them doing this was to make sure that white people didn't get the money. They had to prove that they were more than 1% black and came from a certain type of people. You will not see a problem with that. Let's pull it back to the Tuskegee experiment with it. What happened with that shit? And here we go again. Y'all were hesitant as fuck with the we're on YouTube, still can't say it. Y'all were hesitant as fuck with the little forced medical procedure. But how the fuck are you going to jump on this just for money? It makes no fucking sense to me.
How much is California in debt now? Using more accurate rate, we calculate the total of unfunded pensions in California, 846 billion to 536 billion, more than the official estimates of the 3.16 billion. But even using only the officially reported estimates, California state and local governments are about $1 trillion in debt.
Where the fuck does that come from? Step by state, that's 2021. World population reviewed. I don't know. I don't know that. California has the 5th highest debt in the state, with total liabilities coming out to be okay. So they're taking total liabilities as far as what they have right now, because they are negative like something like $100 million fucking dollars. They don't have $100 million to just say, hey, here's $1. They would have to raise over $100 fucking million to give you $1. I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore to this, man. Like, you're going to sit there and tell me that this is okay. Give up your DNA for a chance to win some money after everything that's happened. I mean, your president said you ain't black if you don't vote for him, right? It's a white guy speaking truth. You may call me racist for it, but where am I wrong? Now we can move on.
It's the dumbest. How many people have we seen over and over where they do the DNA test and they go, "Oh yeah, by the way,
23andMe was hacked. How many people went through that shit?
how many people predominantly like Sunny Houston found out that she was a descendant of slave owners?"
Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, you do realize that FISA Section 702 means the government can pull your 23andMe record?
You're trans Mexican, my friend.
With I mean, apparently to Antifa, yes, you are correct, I guess. That was a good one.
Fucking Raphael coming in hot today.
I did it took me a second to understand and get yeah. Okay. Touche. But I will tell you this, what's not touche? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to touch on this real quick. Trial for ex-FBI informant accused of fabricating bribery stories delayed until after the 2024 election. Okay, so this story right here, Alexander Smirnov was an ex-FBI informant accused of fabricating Biden bribery story. And Joe Biden had him arrested because he was a whistleblower. That was the term. That was what he was classified under. You still had this man arrested. You then go ahead and arrest somebody else and you try to say they're a communist spy. Two of the people that blew the whistle on the Biden thing have been arrested. There was another one that was going to be, oh, wait, who was that? Yeah, that's right. His own right-hand man, Devin Archer, was to be arrested before he was going to give his closed-door transcribed interview.
I like how these people are always getting arrested right before something's supposed to happen.
Now, why is Alexander Smirnov arrested? Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's a Russian propagandist. He's a Putin fucking puppet. He's parroting Russian fucking propaganda.
Are you ready for it?
That's his crime.
By the way, I forgot to say this when we were talking about the guy who was punching everybody who got away with the crime. They let him out, and then he did it again. Meanwhile, they're trying to put Trump up for a felony for a crime that's considered a misdemeanor with only
and what
a
is the underlying
2-year.
crime? A lot of people get this wrong. What is the underlying crime? Well, it's election interference because, ladies and gentlemen, had the information come out about him with the porn star, it would have turned the election. Now, why would it have turned the election when you had a Steele dossier that was paid for by the Clinton fucking campaign, where you said he was peeing on hookers or hookers were peeing on him or some shit? Somebody was pissing on somebody in that shit, and nobody bat a fucking eye. And you're going to sit there and tell me that this dude is somehow some kind of Russian fucking spy when he's like, yeah, this shit happened. I'm backing up this motherfucker. This is the ex-FBI agent, the unnamed FBI agent throughout all the testimonies that we've heard on my channel. This is the ex-FBI agent that backed up Gary Shapley, the IRS whistleblower that just said fuck you to that entire committee. He goes to fucking prison because apparently he's a Russian agent. And it's perfect because he's got the name Alexander Smirnov, right? Two of these motherfuckers have gone to jail that blew the whistle on Biden. And you want to sit here and talk about how Trump said he was going to be a fascist on day one. I just can't take this shit anymore, dude. I really can't. Like, this whole damn, like, I even brought this up to my wife a little bit earlier too. You know, it's like, okay, being able to change history, let's just say 50 years from now. What happens when they flood the digital fucking market with all the shit that Trump had said throughout all these crises and everything? And just in the history books, made that his legacy. I mean, let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, you could actually use AI to be like, okay, so Trump said this, and then this happened in Israel after the fact. And who's around to tell that story anymore?
I just want to get this, Congressman. I just want to get this on the record.
Without objection.
News CNN learning tonight that Hillary Clinton's campaign and the Democratic National Committee helped fund the research which led to the controversial and, frankly, salacious and disgusting in some of its allegations dossier that detailed alleged Russian efforts to help Donald Trump's presidential campaign. The Washington Post was first to report this. Out front, one of the reporters who just broke the story, Adam Entis with the Washington Post. Adam, good to have you back. So let's just start with the bottom line here. Clinton, the Hillary Clinton campaign, and the DNC. What exactly did they do?
Well, I mean, they have a lawyer, and that lawyer went about looking to hire research firms. One of the firms that they hired was this company in Washington here called Fusion GPS. Fusion GPS, in turn, subcontracted out to Christopher Steele, the former British intelligence officer, to help get information about Trump's relationship.
Wait. Fusion GPS, didn't they have an AI? That was before, what was, goddamn, the other one? Chat GPT. Wasn't Fusion the one before Chat GPT?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. Fusion.
You motherfuckers just sit there and get... Hold on, did they just let it slip that AI wrote the Steele dossier?
Holy shit. Fusion, what was it?
Fusion GPS.
GPS.
Bring it up on screen here. I'm gonna make it full screen on you. Give me, babies.
Well, I'm trying to
I'm gonna be
see.
typing away over here too.
Oh, here it goes. Something here. No. Fusion cold. Let's see. So we have
No. Hold on. I got it. I'm just gonna go to their website real quick. All right, share this tab instead. Boom. Fusion GPS is based in Washington, D.C. and provides premium research, strategic intelligence, and due diligence services corporations, law firm, and investors worldwide. We offer a cross-disciplinary approach. Now, there was something about AI with Fusion GPS being involved. I remember that shit. I remember that. Because I was like, that's actually pretty cool to name your fucking company Fusion GPS with something, AI related. That's smart. And now I can't fucking move I gotta change the way this is functioning here. Look, this is a problem.
Let's get back
why
to
you
it
do that
really quickly.
Those reports that Chris Steele produced were then passed back to the lawyer who was representing the Clinton campaign. What we don't really know is how that information was then relayed to the campaign. Our understanding from talking to people who are close to the matter is that those actual Steele reports were not directly handed to the campaign. So we don't really quite understand how the information was passed, who got the information, and we, obviously we want to know, what they did with that information after they received it.
Right. And those are crucial questions. Now, as to the dossier itself, I just want to remind our viewers, look, it's about 30 pages or something. It's obviously widely available out there. We don't talk about it because it hasn't been verified, but we have confirmed that some of the conversations as reported in this dossier between foreign nationals did occur. So
they don't report about it because it hasn't been verified. Yet they consistently tell you after this was done or before this was done that Trump was pissed on by Russian hookers.
I want to follow up that Fusion GPS fucking shit. Yeah, definitely. Send me that.
This video?
Yes, send me the link to that because there's something about that Fusion GPS that just set me off right now. I don't remember what it is. I think they were involved with AI, and if that's the case, if this company that he's talking about here is involved with Fusion GPS, what do you think the chances are that the Steele dossier was written by AI? Because it made no sense. Trump was pissing on hookers and some shit. I mean, there were some good things and there's some things actually in the Steele dossier that made no sense, and then it just seemed to take a hard left turn with a lot of shit.
You might be onto something, to be honest with you. Because a lot of that shit made no sense. Especially since Trump said he's been known as a whatchamacallit. I don't know. He says he washes his hands all the time and stuff like that. He's one of those OCD people, but he's always shaking hands and everything like that. But I mean, the man has been through wife after wife after wife. And so what? If he does, that's his fucking kink. He's allowed
How
to.
many motherfuckers out there have been through wife after wife after wife?
None of that. Bill Clinton shoved
You're
a
just
fucking
not a
cigar in
billionaire.
an intern, okay?
Oh, goddamn. Well, I mean, you also have, what the fuck was her name? Lizzo. Lizzo shoved bananas in fucking people's pussies.
Lizzo quit the fucking business because they made fun of her.
Because she was fat. I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, I don't give a shit. When you sit there and you post a video of you running on a fucking treadmill and eating ice cream.
Taste the honey sauce. Taste the butter bread.
I just can't. I just fucking can't. I'm sorry.
Listen, you fucking do. What happened? So it's so funny. Have you seen, by the way, what's her name? What was the other big girl that was in all those movies like Pitch Perfect?
Tess Holiday?
No, not her. I want to say Rainn Wilson, but that's the guy.
Rachel Dolezal?
I didn't say the lady who decided to do an OnlyFans because that was it. But I forget her name. But anyway, she was in Pitch Perfect, and she was a big girl. What happened to big girl empowerment? Oh yeah, that's a lot. That's right. She lost about 100 and something pounds. Being a big
Kelly
girl.
Clarkson?
No.
No, she went the other direction. Never mind.
Since you've been
My
gone.
bad.
No, but then she went back down. She's back down. Drew Barrymore. All these women are getting in their older age are just dropping way too much weight.
Yeah. We didn't even talk about the movie Civil War, but let's get into that here. We got one more. Oh shit. I'm sorry. I'm over here burping and gassing and everything, but whatever. I'm feeling it, guys. Anyway, we got two more things here, and then we'll roll off to the Rumble only section where we're going to talk about how
Rebel Wilson.
Okay, yeah, Rebel Wilson. Like she came onto the scene and petered out immediately.
No, she's been around. Like I saw in this video.
No, she's not been around because we're just going
to
memory hole this shit, Davey.
Look at what she looks like now. That's what she looks like now. That's what she used to look like. And now that's what she looks like. I mean,
okay.
It's you want to,
Okay.
If you're a big girl, be a big girl. If you a big girl's beautiful, yes. But don't go around and tell people that being big is healthy. It's not. Squirrel. It's not fucking healthy. And you're going to get made fun of. I'm sorry. People are assholes on the internet. They make fun of children. There was a girl.
I'm an asshole on the internet.
Yeah, you are the asshole on the internet.
The angry guy on the internet.
Yeah. But I saw a video of a poor little a little chubby girl was praying before every meal. And her mother put a video of her praying at every meal. And the comments on that video were fucking disgusting. They were saying, oh, what she praying for? She should be praying for vegetables. She should be praying to lose weight. She should be praying that she's probably praying for another plate. Like, once again, people are fucking assholes.
Yeah.
And it could be a joke. And most of them were just to be a fucking dick, because I do it too.
Oh, I'm the biggest one of them.
I
don't give a fuck.
You can't go out there and preach righteousness and then go and fucking make fun of a little girl who's overweight, who's praying because she's praying. And you know why you're doing it? Because she's praying and because you're a fucking heathen, or, you don't believe in God. And that's your right to not believe in God. You don't have to. But to make fun of a little girl who's praying before every meal, and you go around and you're the one who's now complaining. You're the first person to complain about bullying, and then you go and bully somebody. It's like I said, sheep. It's fucking sheep, man.
You want to talk about the sheep?
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about the ringleaders of the sheep. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there we go. Democrats who investigated Trump say they expect to face arrest retaliation if he wins presidency.
You want to know why they fear him getting in?
I'm just going to go ahead and give you that fucking, literally, that comes from Disclosed TV. Read that article if you want to.
This is why they fear him getting in. Because they fucked up. They fucked up big time.
Look, you take one of the most popular men in the fucking world. You beg him to run for fucking president.
For years. For decades. Sorry, not years. Decades.
Yes. That shit started when I was a fucking baby. You beg him to run for fucking president. And he's like, only if it gets bad enough. Fast forward 20, 30 fucking years, here we are. 40 fucking years in the 80s. Fast forward to 40 fucking years.
Fuck you, by the way. Fuck you, because I thought 20 years ago was the 80s. You son of a bitch.
Welcome to old age, my friend. Goddamn. And the thing is, we're not really that old.
No, but you said decade. I said decades because I was thinking 20 years, and I was thinking about 1980. It's
right.
Fucking 40 years ago. I'm so fucking old.
But I mean, you must hold on. I want to. You expect retaliation. I'm going to get real fucking serious right here, and I'm going to keep both of us on screen for this one. Let me get this straight. You begged him to be fucking president for decades. He says, only if it gets bad enough will I run for presidency. Well, fucking Simpsons had an episode about him winning the presidency. I just want to slip that in there. That has nothing to do with the rant. That's just really Mike Judge. Come on. Got to give it up. That motherfucker's a time traveler. Anyway.
Yes, he is.
He runs for fucking president. Everybody's praising him. They're kissing his fucking asshole hard. Meanwhile, me, being the rebel kid that I am, I've always hated the asshole. He's a narcissistic fucking prick. I get you. I understand. However, that is where you lose me. You're going to sit there and tell me he runs for president, and as soon as he comes down the escalator, the attacks fucking happen. You're going to sit there and tell me that, what's her name? Rachel Maddow. The night he was confirmed to be the next president of the United States says, thus begins the impeachment of Donald J. Trump. We go through 2.5 years of straight up fucking hell. Racial divides because everything's racist, everything's sexist, and then all of a sudden a once in a lifetime supposed once in a lifetime pandemic happens. And somehow through your mail-in voting and everything, because the media was the way it was, you give us Biden.
Because remember, Trump killed millions of people. Everybody who died from the everybody who died from COVID was Trump's fault, remember? Because he didn't do enough.
The CDC admitted the fucking 6% of the death count at that fucking time was real. Everything else was excess death. Everything else was misrecorded. There was stories about people having shootouts with the cops and taking 2 to the fucking dome, and somehow COVID killed them. There were stories about people who were literally just going in for end-stage renal cancer, and somehow they had COVID.
Mind you, AOC was telling everybody to make sure they went back into their loved ones' death certificate and making sure that they had COVID written on their death certificate. The mayor of, I believe, Indianapolis said that there was a shootout and the guy was killed, and it was because, and they labeled it as COVID. There was a guy who got into a motorcycle accident and was killed, and they labeled it as COVID. You don't believe me? There's reports. There's news reports on them.
I'm going to hit this again. I like to rag on you, New York, because you are the biggest pile of shit out there. We can talk about San Francisco all you want. We can talk about California. We expect that from California.
Apparently, you don't know New York too well because you expect that from New York too.
I expected.
Sorry,
rough and tumble.
Let me say that. Let me pause that for a second. Let me take that back. I don't expect that from New York. I expect that from New York City. There's a fucking difference.
Okay, granted. I will give you that. There are people from New York, as even in our fucking government, there are people from New York. Okay, you make an argument. However, you're going to sit there and tell me you're going to put Dan Goldman in the fucking office. The motherfucker literally told a woman who lost her children to lost a child to fentanyl that she was not smart enough to know what a high crime and misdemeanor was simply because she didn't go to school for it.
Well, Daniel Goldman doesn't know what a high crime or misdemeanor either because he thinks Trump committed high crimes and misdemeanor and Biden didn't.
Well, see, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody has missed this throughout this entire thing, especially with the Mayorkas impeachment. It really came into fucking play. Everybody missed this argument. High crimes and misdemeanors. Well, what are high crimes? It's a nebulous fucking term. Okay, so high crimes. Jesus Christ, we throw everybody in prison for misdemeanors and felonies. So high crimes, if you're calling it that, wouldn't that be something like genocide? Yeah, of course, that would be high crime. Cool.
How many people are considered in a genocide? Does it have a number? Because I'm thinking 15,000 is probably a high number for genocide.
I'm pretty sure it does. I don't know right off the top of my head. But here was the argument that was laid out in front of the House and the Senate, and not a single goddamn Republican caught on to it. Okay. I took a drink and lost my train of thought. What was I talking about?
Genocide. And everybody missed it in the Mayorkas.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, high crimes and misdemeanors. High crimes is nebulous. It means, oh, well, it must be genocide, right? Because we prosecute for felony and misdemeanor. High crimes and misdemeanors. So, you can get impeached for jaywalking, or you can get impeached for genocide. There is no in between. That was the argument you stupid assholes fucking missed. And that's why Chuck Schumer walked in there, slapped you in the face with his big ass fucking dick and said, hey, this is unconstitutional because of this fucking reason. He's safe. I called that shit out from the fucking beginning because I knew that was going to be a thing.
51-49, folks.
Yep.
51-49. He was not impeached.
Every single Democrat. Nobody was there to hear any of the arguments, even though every Republican that was slated to actually say something said something in that hearing afterwards. Not a single fucking Democrat was in there. This motherfucker has literally shirked his responsibilities at the border. This flood of illegal immigrants, anywhere between, you'll never get a fucking real answer. It could be anywhere between 6 million to over 20 million fucking illegal immigrants now. The government is actually registering first-time new voters because they've never voted before in their lives. The government is fucking doing it. Where do you think that's going to go? You flip Texas. Texas has 40 fucking seats. You flip Texas. All you need is Kansas, which was looked at in the very beginning of all that SSA, the voter right things that we mentioned here before. You flip Kansas or you flip Missouri. You take it 272 at least. Doesn't matter if the rest of the fucking country says, well, the rest of what's up for grabs says, I'm going Trump. Doesn't fucking matter. You flip Texas, you flip Kansas, or Missouri with what they're doing. And how do you prove otherwise? Because all official documents say, hey, this is the signature, this is the person.
You want the Mayorkas Holly clip?
Let's play that because it kind of plays into this too, yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, let's just come back to Jose Ibarra, if we can. You know who that is. That's a question. You know what he did?
I know what he's accused of doing.
Which is?
Murdering a young woman.
And that wasn't the first crime that he committed in this country, was it?
Senator, as I've articulated previously, I'm not going to speak about the facts of the case because there is an ongoing criminal investigation.
Have you read his parole file?
Senator, same answer.
So you're not going to say whether or not you've read the parole file? I've got it right here. Have you read this?
Senator, I do not want to speak to the particulars of the case given the pending criminal prosecution.
No, I find this interesting because this is a new answer today. You've changed your answers all over the map on this. And it looks like to me, you just don't want to answer the question. 2 days ago, you were asked about this in the House Homeland Security Committee. I've got the transcript right here in front of me.
One of the reasons I was glad to move to Missouri is this motherfucker right here, by the way.
You were asked the same question. Jose Ibarra, why was he paroled? You said, I don't know.
Yes, you actually
said, I don't know. I don't have the case details with me today. Congressman Bishop says, you don't know? And you said, I don't know. I don't have the details with respect to that individual's case, but I would be pleased to provide them to you,
sooner than
Congressman.
you think, Adam. I can walk you down that rabbit hole if you want.
Now, interestingly, on April the 10th, 6 days before that, you gave Senator Katie Britt a different answer. She asked you the same question. She said, why was Jose Ibarra paroled into the United States? You said, and I quote, Ranking Member Britt, there was no derogatory information of which we were aware. So you were happy to comment on the case then on April the 10th. By April the 16th, you had developed amnesia, and today you say you just won't comment. So which is it, Mr. Secretary? Now that we have the file, I'll tell you what the difference is. Congressman Bishop didn't have the parole file, and Senator Britt didn't have the parole file, and now we do have the parole file. And now we all know that the reason he was paroled into this country was because lack of detention capacity, which
I love the fact that you could see the smile on the smirk on his face because he knows he's about to eat his ass. He gonna eat his ass. Watch this.
as you and I both know, is not a valid reason under the statute. And now that we know that for sure, this is right out of the parole file. Here it is. Subject was paroled due to detention capacity at the Central Processing Center in El Paso, Texas. Now suddenly you don't want to talk about it. This is extraordinary.
So they let him out because there was not enough room at the Central Central Processing Center at El Paso. There was no room, so they couldn't detain him. So they had to let him go. He said he had no idea why.
The reason why I want to bring up the reason why I want to bring up the no room at the end thing. These are the people that they hold up. These are the people that are contributing to our economy. They're just trying to come here because they're freeing oppression, ladies and gentlemen. They're just here to make a name for themselves, a lives for themselves. So we must give you we must give them all of your tax dollars. We must give them your jobs. We must give them your land due to squatters' rights. That's the fucking argument. I'm not even joking with you.
Nope.
I've heard enough of these committee hearings time and time again to tell you, yes, that is the argument. Fuck you, America. Democrats, well, we're just going to flood the country with illegals to replace the same group that we told not to have kids because there's too many people on this fucking planet. And now we have a birth rate crisis. And why do you think they're flooding the country with illegals? Isn't there a fucking... I'm not going to show it. I want you all to hunt it down. There was a United Nations document on March 21st of 2000. It's called Replacement Migration. Is it a solution for a dying and aging population?
Go back a couple episodes of ours. You'll find it. We break down a lot of it.
This is your Democratic Party. So when you sit here and like this one right here, go back to this. Democrats who investigated Trump said they expect to face arrest, retaliation if he wins presidency. I demand nothing less.
Remember the article that was, what was it called? Lockdown forgiveness?
Oh, yeah. Let's just call a pandemic amnesty.
Amnesty.
Where they were literally calling for your fucking death because you were not vaccinated. And, oh, well, we didn't know what you know now. We didn't have anything on that. Because they wanted to hide it for 55 fucking years. Does anybody remember that?
Let me go back and finish this really quickly. Because this aggravates the shit out of me because once again, they didn't impeach this motherfucker and he lied under oath.
Also a pattern with you. So let me just try one more time. Have you read the parole file?
Senator, I'm going to give the same answer, and let me say it.
Well, which one? Are you going to give me the answer you gave to Senator Britt? Are you going to give the answer you gave to Congressman Bishop, or the answer you gave to Senator Paul, or do you want to try a fourth one?
Senator, I will not speak to the particulars of the case, given the pending criminal process.
Yeah, well, I'm sure. Well, you certainly, of course you don't want to, because it is an absolutely damning indictment of your policies. Let's just review Jose Barrera and how Ibarra rather, and how he came to be here. On September the 8th, 2022, he was encountered by United States Border Patrol in El Paso, Texas, and was paroled into the United States due to lack of detention capacity. A provision, a proviso, a rule that is not permitted under the statute. You and I both know you know this. You knew it when you were talking to Congressman Bishop. You knew it when you were testifying to Senator Britt, and you know it today. You just never wanted to cop to it because the statute doesn't permit it. And so you lied to Congressman Bishop and you lied to Senator Britt. And now you are hiding behind the ongoing prosecution excuse because it's the last one left to you, because you testified falsely under oath. Then on July 19th, 2023, Ibarra reports for a biometric appointment and was fingerprinted. This is now in New York. The results come back and indicate he has a criminal history. So he's in this country, he has a criminal history. September 14th, he is arrested in New York by NYPD for what? Injuring a child. September 14th, 2023, he is arrested for injuring a child.
I gotta pee.
What happens? The offense was never prosecuted and the arrest was expunged. I'm reading right out of the parole file. Expunged. Nothing is done to this guy. He had a criminal record to start with. He's in the country on illegal grounds. You have falsely and illegally allowed him in. He commits a crime against a child. He's not prosecuted. It's expunged. In November, get this, in November, Ibarra files an application for employment authorization. And unbelievably, on December the 9th, 2023, it's approved. So this is your policies in action, Mr. Secretary. A criminal is permitted into this country on grounds flatly not permitted, flatly contradictory to the statute. He commits a crime against a child, and then he gets a work permit. He gets a work permit. You want to know why all of the jobs in the last 2 or 3 years have gone to illegal migrants? Working people in this country can't get a job. Their unemployment rate's high. Why? Because of things like this. And then what's he do? Well, we all know. Then in February, he commits the heinous crime against Laken Riley.
Sorry, I should have turned it off.
Is this a record that you are proud of?
Senator, you've misstated some facts.
I have read from the parole file, which you have said you don't recall, don't have, you miscited. I'm reading from it. It is right here. And I've just, pursuant to the speech and debate clause, I have just read it into the record. And the reason is you have lied repeatedly to Congress and to the American people about this. They deserve to know. And the only way they're going to know is if I tell them. I've just told them. It's in the record now. I've read it verbatim from the parole file. Verbatim. I just want to know, why did you change your story so often? Why didn't you just answer honestly to Congressman Bishop and Senator Britt?
Senator, I am confident that justice will be vindicated in the criminal prosecution of the case.
Well, hopefully he'll get more of a trial than you got. Otherwise, there'll be no justice for anyone at all. Let me ask you something else.
God damn.
Travis Wolf. Do you know that name?
Not off the top of my head.
Travis Wolf is a 12-year-old boy from Missouri. This is him. Travis was killed on December 20th, 2023, or I should say he was in a tragic attack on that night. He died some weeks later, head-on collision. The person driving the vehicle, who's now been charged with 6 criminal counts, is Indrina Bracco. Do you know who that is?
I do not, but
I remember the story.
Communicate that I know that
Fuck
all
you.
of our hearts break for the family
Fuck
of this young
you.
boy who died in that accident.
Well,
You didn't even know
she's
his
an illegal
fucking
migrant
name.
here from.
And your policies allowed this fucking lady to be in this country. Remember when Donald Trump said they're not sending their best, they're sending their criminals?
And then the
And they
news
were-
turned it as Mexicans are rapists.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies
But
and
he's
gentlemen,
he's the fucking racist. But he's the problem.
before we go to Rumble, give me your final thoughts on this, Davey.
Dude, I just can't, man. It's just there's another one where the Secretary of Energy is just lying under oath. These fuckers lie under oath constantly, every single day. You watch it. You watch this bullshit. You watch this nonsense of these fucking people who just lie straight to our faces and they get paid by us. We allow them to lie to us day in and day out, and we pay them to lie and shove it in our rectums. And I'm tired of it, man. I'm seriously tired of it. I'm tired of being overtaxed, overworked, and getting just fucking slapped in the face by the government's dick. And I hope you are too.
You
I
know
really
I am.
hope you are. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the collective them. Everybody. I just hope everybody is sick and tired of this bullshit nonsense. Because, dude, if you don't see it, you are just at this point just being woefully ignorant, man. And I mean, look at the taxes. More and more people are talking about they can't afford anything. They've paid out the ass in taxes all year and they still owe the government. You think all this shit is free? Once again, whenever they tell you something is free, bullshit. You're going to end up paying for it. You realize we're still paying for the $600 checks that they gave us?
Yes.
Where do you think all this money is being taken for?
The
What do you
first
think all
$600 checks would actually pay themselves back in 10 years. We are still paying ourselves back for giving us a loan for something they locked us down for in the first place to say Orange Man bad. Go ahead.
and I'm done, man. I can't. And what we're gonna talk about on Rumble, it kind of stems from a conversation in a chat with a bunch of friends, because a bunch of friends of mine were having a chat and the LGBT thing came up, and I knew it was saucy because one of my friends is religious and another person in that chat is pro LGBT everything. And I knew it was going to come to a head, and this person had to bow out of had to bow out of the chat. They're like, I have to leave this chat for right now. We're teaching our kids a kink and allowing them to do it at school. And once again, we were told by the news that we were conspiracy theorists and that it was a Republican talking point. And they're putting litter boxes in your child's schools. Just like when they said they were putting tampons in the boys' bathroom, and Bill Maher was like, they're not doing that. When Dennis Prager said it to him, they're not doing that. And what are they doing now?
Yep.
When a boy sodomized a girl in one school, then went into another school and sodomized another girl, and the parents were told that they were terrorists because they spoke up about it. You people voted for this. It's your fault. You were popping champagne on election day.
All 100 of you. Listen, I want you all to understand. I'm going to hit it. I don't give a shit how you feel on this. I'm about to burst your fucking bubble. Your own I'm going to leave you out of this, Davey. Your own government is committing treason against you. And I mean that. Your own government is committing treason against you. Why do I say that? You're going to pop back in here for a sec, Dave. Cornell Law School. Definition of treason. Whoever owing allegiance to the United States and having knowledge of the commission of any treason against them conceals and does not, as soon as may be, disclose and make known the same to the president or some judge of the United States or the governor of some judge or justice in particular is guilty of that's misprision of treason. I got the wrong one. Hold up. This
First
one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever owing allegiance to the United States levies war against them, or what is the definition of or? Uses a function word to indicate an alternative. levying war against. Alternatively, adheres to their enemies and gives them aid and comfort within the United States or elsewhere, is guilty of treason and then shall suffer death or shall be imprisoned no less than 5 years, fined under this title, but not less than $10,000, and shall be incapable of holding office under the United States. Every single person that is complicit in this border crisis, that has done nothing to solve it, every single person that is complicit in sending our money overseas to start wars that we must actually, with our tax dollars and no representation into the matter whatsoever, must defend, because, ladies and gentlemen, Congress has not voted on war since World War II. It's all been military police action and executive orders since then. So if Congress can't vote on war, levying war against. Wait, hold on. May 29th, 2029. May 29th, 2020. Did they not try to kill a sitting fucking president because they were told he was racist? Levying war against. Adheres to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort within the United States or elsewhere. What the hell do you think they're doing with the illegal immigrants? They are giving your money, your jobs, your tax dollars to the people. Margbar Amrika. And those people are among you. Your government is committing treason against you, and you cheer for it. We're going to cut to Rumble. You got 3 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the mainstream narrative has become cancerous to society. Currently, there is no known cure, but doses of other treatments have shown some promising results. Off-label use has been authorized.